Hi, welcome everyone. I am Dr. Rajkumar from School of Physics and Material Science, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Patiala. In this video, introduction to computer programming in Fortran will be discussed. So, in the introduction, for solving scientific or technical problems, following details are required. First one, knowledge of hardware and software, that is compiler and corresponding operating system in the software. And second one is understanding of problem that is to be solved. And third one is then analysis of the problem in terms of either algorithm or flowchart. So next we'll discuss about the programming language. After the analysis part is done, a set of instructions can be written in any language, computer language, of different levels. So there are different levels of language in computers. Language can be low level, which is called machine level or assembly level, or high level language like basic, Fortran, C, C++, etc. These lies in the category of high level language. Third one, generally high level languages are preferred because of their simplicity. They are user friendly. They use basic English words and alphabets. A high level language usually involves English language and arithmetic symbols. Whereas machine level language, it uses binary numbers like 0, 1, and assembly level language is in between machine level and high level language. So high level language is most user friendly. Fortran comes under the category of high level language and is adopted in this course. Now next question arises, why only Fortran? Since Fortran is used by scientific community for over more than 50 years. Also, a big library of standard programs and subroutines is available in it. So you need not to write all the programs, subprograms again and again. You just call that programs within the main program. Next is it incorporated several high performance facility capabilities, and moreover, the compiler of Fortran is updated regularly to include latest features which are relevant to that time. Next, we consider structure of a program. So, in the beginning, we'll discuss about what is the structure of a Fortran program. It consists of main program. Let us start main program by defining the name of the program by a command program and name of the program, which is I defined as main program. It is then followed by type declaration statements, that is data type declaration, and it is followed by body of the main program. In the body, you can do any kind of input, output, and processing. So this is called the body of the program. After naming the program, body of program includes data type and input, output, and processing statements. It is then followed by a stop command and then end of the program. End, program, and program name. So there are two different commands, stop and end. Stop signifies logical end of the program, and there can be more than one stop statement in the main program. So generally, if there is one stop statement, it is in the end, before the end statement in the program. But if there are more than one stop statement, they can be anywhere in the main program, signifying the logical end of the program. For example, if we divide a number by 0 somewhere in the program, it should be infinity. So program has to stop. So that is why we can use multiple stop statements. Next is end statement. This signify physical end of the program, and there can be only one end statement in the main program. If you write anything after end statement, the program will give error. However, you can write any number of statements after stop statement. So this is all about the structure of a Fortran program. Next we'll study the basic feature used in the Fortran. So I'll explain one by one. First one is characters, then data types, then operators used in Fortran, assignment statements, built-in library functions of the Fortran, input-output statements used in the Fortran, how type is declared in the Fortran, strings, and various formats available in the Fortran. So to begin with, we have characters used in the Fortran. So if you have to write a program, you have a certain character set. So following character sets are supported in the Fortran language. So first one is alphabets, both upper and lower cases. Fortran is not case sensitive, so that is why they are handled at same level, upper and lower cases. Next set is numerical characters. Numerical characters are from 0 to 9. Then special characters, plus, minus, division, star, brackets, comma, full stop, dollar sign, equal to, underscore, percentage, semicolon, greater than, less than sign, exclamation sign, and question mark. These are special characters used in the Fortran. As I have already explained, Fortran is not a case sensitive language. So you write your commands in lower case or upper case, they are handled at same level. Next is various data types in the Fortran. So under the category of data types, there are constants and variables in the Fortran. Constants are either numeric, character, or logical. And similarly, variables have these three categories. Further, numeric are divided into following categories: integers, real, real means fractional number that have decimal places, double precision, and complex numbers. So these are data types in the Fortran. Now typically the integer type can hold only integer values. So for example, if 1 is an integer, then the integer constant can hold 1 but not 1.0. Okay, we'll discuss in later slides. So also they can not exceed the number which they can hold from 32,768 with plus and minus sign. Also, they do not contain comma and decimal points. This is about integer numbers. Then is real constants. They store the floating point numbers, and there are two different types of real numbers: the default number, which is real type, and double precision type. They can hold a bigger number or bigger or smaller number in range. Then is complex type, used for storing complex number. A complex number has two parts, real part and imaginary part. Two consecutive numeric storage units store these two different parts in a complex number. Then is logical type, and in logical type there are two values only, either it is true or false. So it can hold true or false values. In character type, they store characters either or the strings, set of characters. Length of string can be specified by length specifier. If no length is specified, by default it is 1. This slide shows examples of various constants. For example, in first column, type of constants are given, and in second column, examples are given. Integers are 0, 1, -1, 300, so on. Real constants are 0.0. 0 is not real, but 0.0 is real, 1.0, -1.0, 123.456, and 7.1, E plus 10. It means 7.1 into 10 raised to the power 10 exponential, double precision values, and also minus 52.715 e minus 30. E means 10 raised to power. So in this case it is 10 raised to power minus 30. Then is complex constant. We have to specify real as well as imaginary part within the parenthesis separated by comma. Alright. Then logical constant, they have value true or false, and character constants, anything within the inverted commas. Either commas or inverted comma, whatever you write, they are character constants. Next are variables of the Fortran. A variable is nothing but a name given to a storage area that our programs can manipulate. Each variable should have specific type which determine size and layout of the variable's memory, the range of values that can be stored within that memory, and the set of operations that can be applied on the variable. It means we have to define the type of variables as well. The name of variable can be composed of letters, digits, and the underscore character. A Fortran must allow the following rules for the names. It cannot be longer than 31 characters. Second, it must be composed of alphanumeric characters, all the letters of alphabet, digit from 0 to 9, and underscore. First character of a name must be a letter, and these names are case insensitive. So either you write, you define variable in uppercase and you are using the variable in lowercase, there is no issue. They both are the same. So variables are of different type, like constants are of different type. Variables can be integer, they can hold only integer values. They can be real, which can store floating point numbers. They can be complex, used for storing complex number. They can be logical, used for storing logical boolean values, and characters, used for storing characters or string on the similar footing like constants. Then is how to define a variable or how to declare a variable. Variables are declared at the beginning of the program. Either it is main program or it is subprogram like function or subroutine in a type declaration statement. So syntax for variable declaration is as follows. Type specifier, it can be integer, real, logical, character, anything, and followed by variable name. You can define the name of variable using the rules for defining the names. For example, in this example, I have considered a variable named total and its data type is integer. Real variable average, complex variable named cx, logical variable named done, and character. I have specified length of the character len is equal to 80. So 80 characters. And the name of variable which can hold 80 characters is message. So these variable can be assigned values later on. Variables, for example, total can be 20,000. It is an integer number. Average can be a fractional number. So 1666.67. Done is a logical variable. So it can hold true or false. Message can hold 80 characters. So we can write a statement in inverted commas as well. A big hello from tutorial point. And cx is a complex number. So we defined within the parenthesis separated by comma 3 and 5. So it means cx is equal to 3 plus 5 iota. Then next is implicit typing. Fortran allows a feature called implicit typing. That is, you do not have to declare the variable before use. If a variable is not declared, then the first letter of its name will determine its type. For example, variable name starting with I, J, K, L, M or N. These are 6 characters. If the variable name is starting with these characters, they are considered to be integer variable and others are real variable. So if a variable name starts with any of these 6 characters, they are treated as integers by default, and rest of the variables starting with the other characters, they are real variables. However, one must declare all the variables as it is a good programming practice. So in the beginning you have to describe what is the type of a particular variable or a constant. So for that you can start your program with the statement implicit none. This statement means uh, no variable has presumed data type. So you have to define each and every variable and constant if you write implicit none statement in the beginning of the program. Alright. Then is what is double precision? Traditionally, there were two different real types in Fortran. The default real type, which can hold decimal places of a number as well, and double precision type. The default real, which is also known as real star 4, known as single precision variable. In computer memory, they are stored in 4 bytes. So real star 4 means they are stored in 4 bytes or equivalent 32 bits. So there are 7 significant digits after a decimal point. In most of the problems, this single precision is sufficient. However, sometimes in handling big real data, significant digits and exponents limits need to be exceeded. So for this, they can be handled in Fortran using double precision, which means real star 8. So syntax is real star 8 space then name of the variable. Or you can also write double precision space name of the variable. They both are one and the same thing. So these variables are stored in 8 byte instead of 4 byte of single precision. So 8 bytes or equivalent 64 bits. So there are 15 significant digits after decimal places instead of 7 in case of single precision. Range, precision and size of numbers are given in these tables. First, for integers, number of bits 64, so they can hold value up to this number, this one, that is 2 raised to the power 63 minus 1. Number of bits, if they are holding 32 bits, they can store this number, that is 2 raised to the power 31 minus 1. In the power, we have a number of bits minus 1. For real, number of bits, if they are 64, largest value it can store is 0.8 exponential plus 308, so 10 raised to the power 308. Smallest value it can store is 0.5 e minus 308, so precision of 15 to 18. If it is 32 bit, it can store largest number 1.7 e raised to the power plus 38. See the difference between 64 and 32 bit? And similarly, for the smallest value, they can store 0.3 into e raised to the power minus 38. E means 10 raised to the power with the precision of 6 to 9. Next are operators used in Fortran. An operator is a symbol that tells the compiler to perform specific mathematical or logical manipulations. Fortran provides the following type of operators: arithmetic, relational, and logical operators. So to begin with, arithmetic operators. In first column we have operator, in second column of this table we have description of the operator. So plus sign means additional operator. They add the two operand All right. So if I say A plus B, plus symbol is operator, and A and B, they are operands. Similarly, minus is used for subtraction, star is used for multiplication operator, and this backslash is used for division operator, and double star means exponential or raised to power operand. Then are relational operators, which are mentioned in the table on right hand side. This table show all the relational operators supported in the Fortran. So in the table, in first column we have operator, then in second column equivalent form which can be used in Fortran while writing a program. Third column gives their description, and in fourth column I have considered an example as well. In that example I have considered two variables a and b, and I have given a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20 pre-assumed values. So in this table, first row is double equal to, which means equal. So in Fortran we can write it as dot eq dot. It checks whether the two operands are equal or not. So in example, if I write a double equal to b, but a is 10, b is 20, which is not true. So a double equal to b is not true, it is false. Second is backslash equal to, it means not equal to, we can write it as dot ne dot. It checks whether the values of two operands are equal or not. If values are not equal, then condition become true. Okay. Third is greater than symbol. We can write it in Fortran as dot gt dot. Checks if value of left operand is greater than value of right operand. If yes, then condition become true. Like if a is greater than b, a is 10, b is 20, which is not true. So this condition is not true. Then is less than sign, which can be written as dot lt. So in the similar line as that of greater than, it checks the number whether it is less than or not. Then in fifth row we have greater than equal to, which can be written as dot ge dot and is described in these columns. And last is less than equal to symbol, which can be written as dot le dot. Alright, so details of each symbol are described with the use of example in this table. So next is logical operator. So logical operator in Fortran only works on logical values, either true or false. So on similar footing, if I say this table on right hand side, first column describes operator, second its description, and third one I have used an example that a is holds a true value, b holds a false value, or a is equal to 1 or b is equal to 0 in Boolean language. Alright, so if you have to check AND operator, it can be written as dot AND dot, called logical AND operator. If both the operands are non-zero, then the conditions becomes true. If I write a dot AND dot b, then it is false, because one is true and another one is false. Then OR operator dot OR dot, if this is called logical OR operator, if any of the two operand is non-zero, then condition becomes true. Dot NOT dot, called logical NOT operator, used to reverse logical state of operand. And similarly dot EQV dot, called logical equivalent operator, used to check equivalence of two logical values. And next one is dot NEQV dot, called logical non-equivalent operator, used to check non-equivalence of two logical values. Examples are also there in third column. These are self-explanatory. Then next is operators precedence in Fortran. So this determines the grouping of terms in an expression. This affects how an expression is evaluated depending upon the priority or hierarchy of a particular operator. Certain operators have higher precedence or priority than others. Example, the multiplication operator has higher precedence than the addition operator, like simple in BODMAS formula. Consider another example, x is equal to 6 plus 3 into 2. So how it will be solved? Here x is assigned 12 and not 16 because multiplication operator has higher precedence than plus operator. So it first get multiplied with 3 into 2 and then adds into 6. Okay, so this is the basic meaning of priority in an expression of the operators. Operator with higher precedence appear at the top of the table. I have explained the hierarchy in terms of table. And within an expression, higher precedence operator will be evaluated first. So first priority, as is shown in this table, is logical not and negative sign. Associativity is left to right. An expression, they have to be solved from left to right. So first column is category, second column is operator, and third column is associativity. Then is second precedence is exponential, denoted by double star. Then third priority is multiplicative or division, star or backslash. Then additive or subtraction, plus or minus sign. They are having the similar priority, similar precedence from left to right. Then is relational. Next priority is equality, then logical and logical or, and assignment. So this is how the operators are solved in an expression with their priorities. So priority operators are operated first and then so on. Now next basic of Fortran is assignment statement, the basic statement describing arithmetic operations. So general form of assignment statement is of type variable name is equal to arithmetic expression, or it can be constant or it can be a number. For example, if I say mass is equal to 10, so variable name is mass and I have given it a number 10. Volume is equal to 50.5, variable name is volume, its value is 50.5. Also E is equal to 0.5 into M into V double star 2 means V square. So it is half E is equal to half mv square. This is also a variable. And also K is equal to K plus 1. This is also a variable. So what it means in this example, a mass is a variable who is assigned a number 10 like this. So the number to be assigned is written on right hand side and the name of the variable is written on left hand side. So this 10 number is assigned to mass, 50.5 is assigned to volume, and half mv square is the value of E, and K plus 1 is the value of K. Next is integer, real and mixed mode of operations. So in integer mode, arithmetic operation performed an integer operand will yield an integer. For example, if we add 2 and 4 integer numbers, it will yield 6. If we multiply 4 into 2, it will give 8. If we divide 9 by 2, it will give 4 and not 4.5. If we calculate the value of 1 divided by 2, it will be 0 and not 0.5. Remember, if you are operating on an integer value, the result will be an integer, not the fraction. Second one is in real mode, if arithmetic operations are performed in real operand, will yield an real number. For example, 2.3 plus 1.1 is 3.4. 2.0, remember it is not 2, it is 2.0 into 5.2 is 10.4. 5.0 divided by 2.0 is 2.5, and now 1 by 2 is it should be 0.5. So next is mixed mode. In mixed mode we have integer as well as real mode. Arithmetic operation performed on mixed operand and will yield an real number. So output of mixed mode is a real number. For example, if we add 4.5 and 5, it will give 9.5. If we divide 5.0 divide by 2, it will give 2.5. But if we give 5 divided by 2, it will yield 2. Because in mixed mode, 5 and 2 are integers. So result should be an integer. But 5.0 is a real number. So 5.0 divided by 2 is 2.5, a real number. Next are the inbuilt functions of the Fortran. So Fortran language has a rich library of various mathematical functions like arithmetic, trigonometric, inverse, trigonometric, and hyperbolic. There are different other kinds of functions involved as well. So for example, if we have to calculate square root of b square minus 4ac, we simply write sqrt, and inside the bracket we write the expression b square minus 4 into a into c. So sqrt is used for finding the square root of the number or expression. So this table gives significant number of inbuilt functions and their descriptions as well. For example, in case of a trigonometric function, if we write a cos x, it returns the inverse cosine in the range 0 to pi in radians. Similarly, a sin x, a tan x. Alright. Then if we write cos x, it returns cosine of arguments in radians. Similarly, if we write cos x, it returns hyperbolic cosine of argument in radian. Also, if we write exp in bracket x, it means returns the exponential value of x. Similarly, log of x, log 10 of x, sine of x, sine of x, square root of x, tan hx, absolute of a returns the absolute value of a, and mod of two numbers a and p, it returns remainder of a on division by p. For example, if we divide 9 by 2, what will be the remainder? It is 1. So, however, in both the arguments, the data type is same inside the mod. Alright, next is the input-output statement used in the Fortran. They are used for feeding and printing the data. For input, we can write read inside the bracket star comma star, then outside the bracket variable 1 comma variable 2 comma n number of variables, any variable 1 or 2 or 3, any number you want to define or read. Similarly, for the output, we used write statement, write inside the bracket star comma star variable 1 comma variable 2. So two variables separated by commas. For example, in this simple program, I have shown the use of read and write statement. So read star comma star a means you are reading from the screen, from the user, from the terminal, and write star comma star means you are writing on the screen. Whatever is inside the inverted commas, whatever you write inside the inverted comma, it will be printed on the screen as it is. So hi will be printed as it is, and comma the variable which you read from the screen, it will also be printed in this program. So text within the inverted comma can be printed. All right. First star in the parenthesis bracket above is meant for read or write from or on the screen. Second star is meant for default format of variables. You can change the way you want to read a particular variable, or you can change the way you want a particular variable to be printed. How many decimal places should be there, how many spaces should be left, you can define using format. Numbers can also be kept in place of these stars. Okay, that we'll discuss in their sections. Now next basic functions are type declaration statements. For integer and real variables, syntax is integer list of variables. For real, it is real list of variables. How you are defining a particular variable as integer or real. For example, integer data type and variable names are counter, comma, b, comma, c. So these are three integer variables defined simultaneously. Similarly, real, then variable name is mass, comma, a1, comma, alpha. These are three real variables. Similarly, for logical variables, you can write logical, then logical variable name, say flag or department in this case. For character variables, it is syntax is character star n and then list of variable. For example, character star 10 and variable name beta means beta is a character variable which can hold 10 characters. Then is strings. Fortran language can treat character as single character or contiguous strings. The character constants are given between a pair of double or single quotes. The intrinsic data type character stores character and strings. The length of string can be specified by len specifier is the syntax used for specifying the length. If no length is specified, it is 1. We have already explained it. So string declaration, declaring a string is same as other variables, that is type specifier and variable name. For example, character in bracket len is equal to 15 first name and surname. It defines two variables as characters which can hold 15 characters at the most. So I have written this program for explaining the strings. So I have started the program, written implicit none, then defined character variables with length 10, 3 and 25, and the variables are with length 10 are surname and first name, length 3 are title, and length 25 are greetings. So I can write title is equal to, you have to write variable character variable in inverted commas or simply commas. So title is equal to in inverted comma Mr. Dot. First name is in inverted comma we have Raman. Surname is inverted comma Gupta, and in greeting variable which can hold 25 characters we written a statement in inverted comma a big hello from TIT. So if I write here is inside the inverted comma, it will print as it is. Then whatever you want to print on the screen separated by comma. So comma title comma first name comma surname. Then in next line what you want to print is write star comma star greetings and then end of the program. So when you execute this program, how it will be visible like this. Here is Mr. Raman Gupta. In next line a big hello from TIT. So this is the output of this program. Now next is format statement. User formatted input output. It is used for syntax is n. N is the line number, you can say, of the format. So its syntax is n format inside the bracket details. So this n number can be used in the read write statement at the place of second star symbol. You remember we have written read star comma star or write star comma star, and we have this second star in both these syntax. So if we defined a format, say with the n is equal to 10, we can write read star comma 10 or write star comma 10. So they will use that particular format for reading or writing. So user formatted input uses fixed width field specified in formats, which is a comma separated list of the format codes in the next slide. So it is a table. First column represent format, in second one description. So in first row it is IW, it is used for read or write W character as an integer. So I meant for integer and W is width of that integer. Second is FW.D, it is used for read or write W character as real including sign and decimal place. And D is the number of characters after decimal place. Alright. Then EW.D for input same as FW.D but for exponent form. So I have written a program showing the different kind of use of format statement. So to begin with, I have defined the name of program as format statement, implicit none. Then I have defined two variables a and b as real and a variable n as integer. I have assigned a and b with the values 10.05 and b 0.05 and n is equal to 5. So I have predefined these values of two real variables and an integer variable. Then I have used a write statement for printing these numbers onto the screen star comma star a, b and n with no format. So default format it will use. Then in second write statement I have used formatted output. So I have used a number 10 here. Rest is same as that of first write statement. So I have defined 10 as format. Inside the bracket I have f3.2 for real, comma 1x. 1x means leave a space in between the number. So 1x, comma, then again for b I have used f3.2, comma 1x, one space, comma I2. N is a integer number, so that is why I used I2. Similarly, I have used another statement, output statement, which is similar to that of first one, but with different format. So I have written a new format statement with number 20. So this format statement I have now defined for A, it is f5.2, which was f3.2 in second statement. Then comma 1x, comma for B I have used e7.2, alright, which was f3.2 before, comma 1x, comma I2, which is same. Then I have end the program. So please note that I have not written stop statement here as because it is dependent on compiler. So certain compiler allows use of stop statement and certain compiler they don't require stop statement. Output of this program is in three different lines. First line unformatted output, that is with the star. Second line is with format statement with number 10, and third line is with format statement with number 20. So you see the difference. The A we defined is 10.05, and when I write it on the screen using default format, it writes as 10.05 as it is, then 00002. So up to 2 decimal place it will print the number as it is, and at higher decimal places it can put garbage value, which we have not defined. Then for B, I have written it value given it as 0.05. Its value printed is 5.00007 e raised to the power minus 2. That is 10 raised to the power minus 2. So it is same, but at higher decimal place, a certain value is there, which is garbage value. And integer n is, since it is a single integer, a single width, so it is written as it is. In second line, since the number in variable a is 10.05, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters, but we have defined a format for this variable a as f3.2. It has 5 characters. You have defined it as print it in 3 characters. 3 means width of the number. It is not possible, so it is not printing at all this number. So instead of printing it, write star star star. Then for variable v, we use f3.2, which is nicely printed as 0.05. All right, and I2 for integer variable. So it is printing 5 as it is, but it is leaving 2 spaces. So I2 means 2 spaces are assigned for this variable, which is integer. If it has value 5, first space is left blank, and in second space 5 is written. And if third statement of output, we have used f5.2. So now we have used total character as 5, which is fine, and after decimal places we have 2 places after decimal point. So if we try to print this number variable a n, we will get 10.05 exactly, which is fine. Then if you want to print b, the real variable, which has same value 0.05 with a different format, say e7.2, so now it will print 0.50 e minus 01. Why 7.2? Look at this width of this number on the output: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So minimum 7 characters are required for printing this number 0.05 using this format. Then I2 for integer, it is same. So you see, we have 3 different numbers a, b and n. I have used 3 different kind of format. One is default format, and second and third are user formatted outputs using format statement, and these 3 statements are giving 3 different outputs. Number is same, but if you give lesser space for a bigger number, it will not display at all. If you are giving a bigger space to a smaller number, it will give that number as it is, but at other places it can write garbage numbers if you are using default statement. Okay, so this is all about the format statement. So in this video we have discussed about the structure of Fortran program, how it looks like, and various basic features of the Fortran program. In next video we'll discuss about the flow control, loops, decision making loops, then arrays, then we'll discuss about subroutines, subprograms, functions, and file handling. So thank you everyone. Thank you for watching this video.